Welcome to the Positive Pants Podcast. Mindset, motivation and inspiration to help you find your positive pants. It's time to let go of negative thinking, understand why you do what you do and stop the self-sabotage with your host, Fran Excel.
Welcome to the show. As always, it's Fran Excel, your resident subconscious success mentor, helping you find your very own pair of positive pants so you can get out of your own way and live a life that you love. If you want to stop self-sabotaging your own success and let go of the stress, then you are in the right place, my friend. Make sure you download your free Stressed to Success guided meditation at bit.ly/stress to success as my little gift to you just for being here. Please do subscribe, share and review. It really, really helps people that need to hear this message find us, and I so appreciate it. In the show notes, you'll also find details of how you can work with me and where you can get your mitts on my meditations, products, printables, programs. You can find it through the link in my bio on Instagram, which is my favorite place to hang out. So please do come join me over there at I'm Fran Excel. Tag me in your takeaways, slide into my DMs. I'm here for it. So that's the formalities over, my love. So let's jump to the content.
First of all, I must apologise for the husky voice and the snivelly, snotty coffee goodness that is coming your way. I have the lurgy and I'm just grateful it's not COVID. So, as we wrap up 2022, it's time to look at progress, success, and what happiness in your business truly looks like differently. There is a shift coming and I am so flipping here for it. I've been banging this drum for a very long time now, and I'm starting to hear people bang the same one, which is brilliant. And if you've been listening for any amount of time, you'll hopefully know that I do not subscribe to the crazy guru marketers and celebrity coaches out there's depiction of what success and progress really looks like. And I find it rather problematic and toxic. Whether that's in business, when it comes to manifestation, careers, weight loss, personal growth and healing, anything. We all know what sells, right? But the idea of overnight success, click your fingers and it's done, and the very concept of what that success actually looks like or should look like, it becomes the very thing that keeps people trapped in a cycle of feeling worse and worse and worse when they don't get the unicorn results. People are waking up and wising up to it. And I, for one, am elated about that. So many people come into starting their own business purely because they want more flexibility in their lives. It's kind of that simple, which is actually easier to achieve when you're going for what your original goals were in the first place, which is often to replace a salary or maybe a little bit more. Then they're sold, when they get into this game, the 6 figures in 6 months idea and the concept of 7 or even 8-figure businesses now, without taking into account any real version of what it took to get them there and the original goal. Like, it makes it seem like you were playing small in the first place, right? Or the idea that they are completely healed, which is impossible, by the way. Growth is the human experience. The work is never done, and that's the beautiful, beautiful thing. And they can show you the exact steps to do the same thing yourself with no nuance. We don't actually know if they're really there, in inverted commas, whatever that means, at all. We never hear the nuance of their personal circumstances and privilege. There's been a tremendous lack of honesty and authenticity. You know, we don't know the nuance of any healing that they've had to go through to get there or how long that took. We really don't know the full story of any of it. And yet we benchmark ourselves against it. We benchmark ourselves against a finished product or a version of a finished product, a projection of a finished product. Or we have done for far too long. And people are more clued up now and they're asking themselves far better questions because too many people have been duped. And nothing could make me happier. Obviously, that people are waking up, not that people have been duped. The bottom line is your identity has to catch up before something shows in your reality. Without doing the inner work, and having a deep look into the self-awareness piece of the puzzle, you will hit barriers every step of the way because your brain and nervous system will put them there. Having what you want has to feel safe to your nervous system. If it doesn't, then self-sabotage ahoy. So last week, I was up north in Blackpool for the wrap-up of the mentorship. That is our high-level 6-month programme that I run with Dawny Baxter and Abby Hugo. I am amazed that I didn't cry when we were going around the table and we were talking about results, what the biggest thing that they're taking away from the programme is, their plan going forward and their focus for 2023, because everything I've ever wanted to hear from someone I'm working with was exactly what was coming out of their mouths. And I could not be more proud of every single one of them. So I wanted to share some key points in the hope that it might inspire a little shift in you and the way that you look at things too. To see what's possible when you let some of the conditioning that's very purpose is to keep you trapped in a cycle of needing more when you have so much of what you already need within you right now. I wholeheartedly believe that. You just have to back yourself and have the support and reminders to believe it. So here we go. I've loved doing this. These are some of my favourite key points from our discussion. Number one is the shift from internal to internal, from external validation. Like, this is huge for me, and it's something I've talked about a lot. Hearing this felt like absolute mission accomplished for me. That idea of letting go of numbers in exchange for how you feel about yourself, that solidity that you can feel within yourself, knowing that numbers do not define you in any way, shape or form. Next one is putting yourself first. I believe we all need to apply this, and I certainly do. I've been practicing what I preach big time this year, and I will go more into that in a future episode for sure. Nothing should come at the expense of our physical, mental, or emotional health. Nothing. It's been too long that hustle culture has been glorified to the detriment of self, and it has to stop. Not compromising self to keep up with the Joneses. Yeah. Next one is turning away money. Heaven forbid. Turning away money if it's at the expense of mental health, physical health, ethics, values. Being able to do this in the face of potential scarcity is a huge win. Like, I can't even express how huge that is and how much of a joy it is for me to hear people saying that. Like, knowing when it's right for you and when it's wrong for you and being okay saying no, thank you. There are so many more benefits that come from being able to do this than will ever come from taking the money anyway. Ever. Next one was how important doing the inner work truly is. Being able to truly find themselves in the process of undoing unhelpful conditioning, the strength and clarity that you find there is invaluable and life-changing. Next one, recognizing what a real, truly lifestyle business can look and feel like. A lifestyle business is one that fits into the lifestyle that you really want, without any judgment, without anyone else's stuff put on top of that. And for most people, when they're really, really honest with themselves, it's far simpler and easy to achieve than the social media, laptop lifestyle images, all of that stuff. And for many people, this might look like working less per week, spending more time with the kids, working with flexible hours, loving what you do, staying under the VAT threshold, because why not? That's a huge chunk of money. The VAT threshold's 85 grand. There's no judgment to be had either way. But all too often I see people sacrificing what they really wanted in the first place for what they think they should want. And that if they don't have, means that they aren't good enough. Oh my goodness, if you can get to the VAT threshold running your own business, dude, you're good. Okay? Even way below that, if you can just get to something that is sustainable for you, you are a rock star, because most people will not back themselves to do it. So remind yourself of what it was you originally wanted and why. Get there first, then continue to grow if you want to, or realize that you're perfectly happy where you wanted to be in the first place. Right? Magical. Feeling confidence and clarity around your direction while being able to be authentically you. Oh my goodness. This should be so obvious, but the vast majority of people don't have this. And not having this is when shiny object syndrome can come and wreak its crazy havoc. And the next thing, the power of real, authentic support. Do you have it? If not, where could you find it? It is fundamental. It's foundational. Another one. I'm quite enjoying my croaky voice now. I hope you are. Next one is having the confidence to say yes to opportunities instead of hiding. Oof! I loved hearing this one. This is always what I'm saying to people. When you start doing this work, it's all these subtle shifts. And when you realise, hang on a minute, I would have said no to that before. I would have hidden from that. And you've boldly stepped into it. Oh! Bloomin' love it. And the next one, offerings in your business that actually feel good. I promise that when they do, they'll be so much easier to sell. We really have to peel back the onion on what we want to do, because we take on so much stuff by osmosis through other people and all the shoulds and all of that stuff. We've got to let it go, get back to center, get back to us, who we are as a person. This is why I love the Enneagram so much. It's so much nuance to each and every person. Yeah. And again, next one, no more feeling like trying to fit square pegs into round holes. The reality is humans are nuanced creatures. No two of you are exactly the same in every way. You have to get to know your square pegs and your round holes. That sounds really wrong. And not judge yourself for fitting somewhere or not fitting somewhere. Next one is braveness. This comes back to, having the confidence to say yes to opportunities, that braveness, that boldness, that flexibility and not being afraid to pivot, not being afraid to say no. Braveness is a big one. I love that. If you take away the pressure cooker, you will move so much faster. We genuinely have had people come through this program and go from being brand new into business to being fully booked in the way that is best for them, making sure there's no burnout in the process. So wherever you get that support, just make sure you get it and genuinely take away the pressure cooker. You will move faster. And a lot of that comes from really figuring out you, which is at the heart of everything I do. It's the heart of this podcast. That's why I'm always getting you to grab your journal. And when you do that, everything will become easier. So I really hope that this just inspires you to look back at things a little bit differently about the year just gone, with a little bit of a different angle or through a different lens, to look differently at the one coming up and your own progress and how you want to measure that. Yeah, it's often not the showy surface level things that prove our progress. It's the deep shifts of patterns, the self-identity and the way that we feel, which are the real markers of success. And I'm so grateful to have been a part of this for them and the other clients that I've worked with this year. But I always say they did the work. There's no getting around that part. But if you have the right support around you, you will absolutely fly. And finally, before I take my little Christmas break, I wanted to say a huge, heartfelt thank you to every single one of you listening to this. Every single listen, subscribe, download, share, recommendation, review. It all genuinely means the absolute world to me. And I can't believe that my little brainchild of simply helping people understand themselves and how they tick has grown to where it is now. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. I wish you happy festivities for whatever you're doing, and I will see you on the flip side in January, my love.
So if you got value from this and you know in your gut that now is the time to step up and start rewiring your thinking and start changing things for yourself, then join the Positive Pants Toolkit app and community so you can work out what needs to happen to get you from where you're at right now to the action-taking success you know you can be. And if you want my eyes and ears on your problems, then I work with people one-on-one and through my programs. You can find all the details to join the toolkit or book in a call in the show notes, the link in my bio on Instagram, and on my website, franexcel.com. So stop waiting for if and when and choose to change things now, because you can. I'm here to believe in you when you don't believe in